Hey there, Bible buddies. I've got another Bible review for you today, and this one is an Allan NASB R1 in black goatskin. We'll go ahead and start by taking a look at the box. You can see it is a two-piece box with a nice navy blue kind of textured paper that's pretty standard for Allan. The only thing it has on it is this little sticker that gives the item number and a brief description of it. Otherwise, it is just a two-piece box. I'll go ahead and pop it open here for you. On the inside, the Bible comes wrapped in kind of these two pieces of white craft paper. This helps to kind of form the yap and just kind of, protect the Bible a little bit extra. Other than that, it's just a pretty straightforward box. It is a nice box and it is pretty sturdy, but just pretty simple otherwise. So, start with the Bible here. And the Bible has this nice black goatskin leather. I'll get you nice and close so you guys can see the grain. It does have this wonderful double perimeter line around the edge, and I certainly appreciate that. I love it when the text block actually lines up with the perimeter line. It just kind of elevates the kind of the form of the Bible a little bit. We'll take a look, and the inner perimeter lines continue on the spine. You do have Holy Bible, New American Standard Bible, and the Allan logo there. There are some rib indications. They're not raised or anything like that. They're just kind of pressed down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. You can see them there. And on the back, the inner perimeter line continues. You can see that wonderful goat grain. I'll take a look here at the head and tail bands. They're white head and tail bands. You do get 3 navy ribbons. You can see the text block is ever so slightly concaved, very slightly, and there is a very nice bright gold gilt, and there's a red under gold art gilt. We'll open it up in a second and see that. We get to the bottom here, and you do have 3 navy blue Beresford's ribbons, very high quality double satin ribbons. You can see the white tail band there. Get it opened up. I'll showcase this corner work. There you go, you do have goatskin imprinted on the inside liner. And it is a navy blue liner. It's pretty easy to tell here the difference between the two. There's the black outer and then the navy blue inner liner here. And there is a very nice thin gold perimeter line. Very well done. I'll flip to the back. You can see the corner work there. And down here. That's a great corner. It does say Allan Binding by Royal Youngblood. And this does appear to be a single piece liner, which is different than some other models of Allans that I have, but it is a single piece liner, which is nice. It's kind of to be expected at this price point, Allan. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Now, there is a piece of blue paper here for the end sheet, and it is textured. It is very similar to the kind of the blue material that's on the box. And obviously this is an edge-lined edition, so the leather here does go up onto the book block there. So, nicely done. Turn the page here. We have one kind of cardstock page here, connected to the end sheet. You've got another cardstock page, and another, and another. So several blank cardstock pages for you to take notes or what have you. Then you have a nicely done presentation page. I do like the little graphic, and it is clean overall, so I appreciate that. And it is in a navy blue ink. Then you have your family record page and your children page. Marriages pages. Your grandchildren pages. And then you have your deaths page, also navy blue. I do appreciate these family records pages. I always like these, and I do like this design. It's a very clean and kind of timeless design, which again is appreciated. You do have one blank sheet here of Bible paper. And you have the Holy Bible title page. And then it gets right into the copyright page there. I'm going to take a look, and I'll pause it for you guys so you can see any information you might want to see. And again, this edition was printed by Royal Youngblood. Now, this does use the Lockman large print ultra thin text block produced by Lockman for the 1995 NASB, obviously, but they reprinted it on a much better paper than what Lockman was using for the NASB 95. So here's the foreword to the 95 NASB. You have an explanation of the general format. Then you have the books of the Bible, like a table of contents here. Then you have your Old Testament title page. And Genesis. Oh, beautiful, wonderful layout. Look at this. Go ahead and pull it up for you guys. And I'm a fan of the large print ultra thin layout. I think it's very nicely done. I will give the hat tip to the 2020. I think the 2020 large print ultra thin format edges this one out ever so slightly for a couple things here and there. I do prefer the way they did it there. You have your center column references here in this edition, but with the 95, you have your center column references. You also have the footnotes in the center column, so it does tend to get kind of cluttered here. In the 2020 edition, they moved the footnotes down to the bottom of the page, and that's certainly appreciated. So go ahead and flip this so we can get a better view of the layout here. And we do have the book names and the chapter numbers that are associated with that page on the top corner here. You have your page numbers in the middle. Then you have your running headers here. You also have just a large chapter number. There's no drop cap or anything like that. And you can see that this is a double column verse by verse layout. And the way that they indicate new paragraphs is by bolding the verse number here. And I certainly appreciate this, how bold they made it. It is very easy to tell where the new paragraphs start. I have some other editions of the NASB where they don't bold it so much, and it's kind of hard to tell where the new paragraph starts. But these are very obvious where they start. And then you have your center column references here and footnotes. And the way that it works is you have a dividing line there, but the dividing line just splits up the chapters, right? So in this instance, you have a dividing line. In other layouts, they might do the dividing line that separates between the left and the right column. This one just separates between the chapters, right? So this little section here is for chapter 1, and this longer section here is for the remainder, or chapter 2, almost the entirety of chapter 2. So, but very well done. Let's go ahead and get to the poetic books. We'll take a look at that layout. So there's Psalms. Now, despite the prose, right, being a double column and justified, right, so the text goes all the way to the edge here and it's all aligned on both sides there. The poetic section is not like that. You do have some attempts at poetic setting here. There are a couple like orphans and widows here, single word lines, but you can see that they didn't justify the text, so just it's a ragged right edge there, which I prefer. It makes poetry look better to me. But very well done. Let me get you close for the paper so you guys can see. This is a very nice paper. If I remember correctly, I think it's a 36 GSM. So the show through is minimal. Now it doesn't appear to be line matched. You can see a little bit here that the lines are kind of uneven and all over the place. But given the fact that it's a 36 GSM, it's not so bad. To me at least, it's not distracting. It's not a distracting amount of show through. So a nice choice for paper by Allan. And you can see the color is kind of creamy. It's a little bit on the yellow side for this paper. I hope that comes across on the camera. But that's one thing that I really do like about Allan papers, is they tend to use something that's a little more yellowed than most of the other Bible producers. And I appreciate that. To me, it looks nicer. I like slightly yellowed paper. Maybe that's just because I'm a fan of vintage Bibles, and vintage Bibles all yellow over time. So that might be why. Let's go ahead and get to the New Testament title page. Right there. So we have the end of Malachi, the New Testament title page. Come on. Then we have the Gospel according to Matthew. Now this is going to be a black letter text, so we'll turn to 5 and 6 and see that it's just a black letter text. There's no red to be had in this edition. So let's go ahead and flip to the end. There's the end of Revelation 22, and the Bible wraps up. Then we have the New American Standard Concordance. And this is a 3-column. I'll go ahead and pull it in for you guys so you can see it. See some examples. The text in this concordance is pretty small. It's not quite as small as a Schuyler, but it's quickly approaching that. So we'll get through the concordance. I think that's the bulk of it back here. And the bulk of the extras. So that's a concordance, a pretty decent size, especially given the fact that it's a triple column. Then we have your biblical maps. There's no introductionary page or anything like that. The maps are printed on a not quite cardstock, but it's definitely thicker than Bible paper, and it is a matte paper, so it's very much appreciated. There's no gloss or anything like that. These would be very easy to mark on. Then you get Allan's signature line paper. I love this stuff. It's like a thicker notebook paper. It's not quite like the Bible paper. It's pretty similar to what the maps are printed on. So it's a thicker, kind of heavier duty paper, and it is lined with those nice faint lines. They did an excellent job with that. You get what seems to be maybe like a signature of that. It's quite a few of those pages. and you get one, two, three, kind of three thick cardstock sheets, white cardstock sheets, and then you kind of get this the last glue page here for any kind of scragglers, and then you have your end sheet. So very well done Bible, excellent quality. I mean, it's through the roof. This is probably one of the best NASBs made. I have one other one that might edge this out ever so slightly, but this is a very nice edition of an NASB. We'll go and get some measurements here, and it comes in at, looks to be about 10 1/8 inches tall. So it's a good size, very large size. I'm a fan of larger Bibles, in case you guys couldn't tell. And it is almost 7 inches wide. It's like 6 15/16 of an inch wide. And then we'll turn to the thickness here. And it comes in at 1.5 inches thick. Very nice size. Let's go ahead and open it up, and we will get font size from the inside here. I'll start with the capitals. Do the H and he. Maybe a 10.5 point, actually. Probably about a 10.5 point uppercase in comparison to Times New Roman. And as far as lowercase is concerned, we've got to find an M first and him. We'll go with that. Looks to be slightly larger. Maybe about an 11-point font in comparison to Times New Roman for the lowercase. So I would go with an 11-point font all around, as I usually tend to do for the lowercase, since there's more lowercase than uppercase letters. Yeah, so Bible buddies, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, please feel free to leave them down below. If there's anything you'd like me to compare this to that maybe you've seen or something like that, I certainly can. If you want to chime in, I could do a video on that. I wouldn't really know what to compare it to. I do have a comparison video between this one and a Lockman 2020 Prime Edition. So I'll either put a card here or I'll put something at the end for you guys to click on if you want to see some better comparisons. It'll compare it to that, and then I compare a Schuyler Quintel and a Zondervan Preaching Bible in that video also. So, Bible buddies, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, leave them down below. If you could, please like, comment, subscribe, and all of that goodness. Otherwise, Bible buddies, until next time, bye.